Hello everyone, welcome to LRNR classes. So today I am going to discuss about the cellular organelles, which is a part of the topic the cell of the class ICSE 9th. Okay. So what are the cellular organelles? Cellular organelles are the subcellular structures which have distinct shape, distinct size, and they have special type of functions. Okay, and say they are the living parts of the cell. Okay, and they can perform their own function, and all cellular organelles have their own specialized function. Okay, and they perform their function in a coordinated manner and being associated with each other, that the cell can perform its function properly. Okay, so there are so many cellular organelles in our cell. Our cell composed of endoplasmic reticulum and ribosome, mitochondria, Golgi complex, lysosome. Also there are some microbodies, microfilament, microtubules, etc. Okay, so today first let's start endoplasmic reticulum. So this is the structure of endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, endoplasmic reticulum found in all eukaryotic cells, but it is absent in mature mammalian RBC. It is absent in mature mammalian RBC and also all prokaryotic cells. Okay, but it is found in all eukaryotic cell. Okay, so this is the structure of endoplasmic reticulum, and here it is the nucleus. It is the nucleus, and it is attached with the nuclear membrane and can extend up to the plasma membrane. Okay. This is the cell and this is the plasma membrane. Okay. So endoplasmic reticulum is a network-like structure. It is a network structure, and this network are interconnected with each other. So it is an interconnected network-like structure, and it is also membranous structure. Membranous structure means it is a membrane-bound organelle. It is covered by an outer membrane, so that it is the membranous interconnected network-like structure. So in this structure, this is the nucleus. We can see now it is a network-like structure, and it is attached to the nuclear membrane and can extend up to the plasma membrane. Okay, so it occupies almost all part of the cell on the cytoplasmic matrix. So in this structure there are three structures: cisternae, vesicles, and tubules. Okay, so these are the cisternae-like structure. These structures are cisternae-like structure. These are the cisternae structures, and these cisterns are sac-like structure which is filled with fluid. Okay, these cisternae are fluid filled sac-like structures, and these are the tubular structures. This is called tubules. Okay, these tubular structures are called tubules, and there are some vesicles are there within the interconnected cisternae. Okay, within the cisternae there are some vesicles are there. Okay, so this is all about the structure of a endoplasmic reticulum. So let's know about the types of endoplasmic reticulum. So basing upon presence and absence of ribosomes, which is a granule-like structure, so endoplasmic reticulum is divided into two types. One is smooth endoplasmic reticulum and another one is rough endoplasmic reticulum. It is also called as SER, or it is also called as RER. Okay, so if some ribosomes are present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, these are the ribosomes, and it is the granule-like structures. If ribosomes are present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, then it is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and it looks like a rough appearance. So that's why it is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. If there is no ribosome on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, just like the tubular structures, it mainly contains the tubular structures, and this type of endoplasmic reticulum is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So due to absence of ribosomes, it gives the appearance of a smooth surface. So that's why it is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So if ribosome is present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, then it is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. If there is no ribosome, mainly in the parts of tubule-like structures, then this reticulum is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So here ribosome is absent, and here ribosome is present. Okay, so let's know about the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. So first function is it acts as a supporting framework for cell, or it acts as a cytoplasmic framework for cell, because I have already told you that it occupies almost all part of cytoplasmic matrix. So that's why it acts as a framework, it acts as a cytoplasmic framework, so that it can provide the mechanical support to the cell. Okay. So next function is it provides large surface area for various metabolic activities, because this is a network like structure and interconnected like structure, and almost occupies all part of cytoplasmic matrix. So almost all the metabolic activities, just like your catabolic activities, some synthesization process, some anabolic activities, okay, so they are occupied or they are performed in the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. Next function is it keeps various cell organelles in their proper positions. Okay. Next, it acts as a intertransport system of cell. Why? It provides a passage, it provides a pathway, so that proteins, lipids, especially proteins, can be transported from one cell to one part of cell to another part of cell, from one cellular organelle to another cellular organelle. So that's why it acts as an intertransport system of cell. It transports various nutrients, various proteins, various enzymes within cell to cell, okay, within cellular organelle to another cellular organelle. Okay. So let's know about the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. So first function is it acts as a supporting framework for the cell. It acts as a cytoplasmic framework for the cell, because it almost occupies all part of cytoplasmic matrix. So it provides a mechanical support to the cell. So second function is it provides large surface area for various metabolic activities. Next, third function is it keeps various cell organelles in their proper position. Then fourth one is it acts as a intertransport system of the cell. Intertransport system means it provides a path, it provides a passage, so that proteins, some enzymes, some nutrients can be transported from organelle to organelle, can be transported within one part of cell to another part of cell. So within a cell there is a transport system acts, and that performed by the endoplasmic reticulum. Next, it helps in synthesis and storage and transport of metabolic products, especially proteins. Lipids also synthesized, steroids also synthesized, but especially proteins are synthesized by endoplasmic reticulum, because in rough endoplasmic reticulum ribosome is present, and ribosome is the factory of protein synthesis. Ribosome prepares protein, so that especially protein and synthesizes, storage occurs, also transport occurs. Also somewhat of lipid and steroids also can be synthesized. Okay. Next, protein, lipid, steroid synthesis occurs on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. We know that there are two types of reticulum, one is rough and another one is smooth. So rough endoplasmic reticulum contains ribosome. So ribosome helps to synthesize protein, and lipid and steroids are synthesized by SERs, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and proteins are synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and next one is it helps in membrane biogenesis process. What do you mean by membrane biogenesis process? This is a process in which a plasma membrane can be built up. Plasma membrane is synthesized. We have already discussed in the cell membrane class that plasma membrane is made up of lipid and proteins. Okay. Plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. So there are lipid bilayer model and in the middle there are some protein channels. Okay. So this lipid and protein is synthesized by endoplasmic reticulum. These proteins are synthesized by RER and these lipids are synthesized by ACR. So that endoplasmic reticulum helps to build up the plasma membrane, and this process is called membrane biogenesis process. And some of proteins acts as enzymes and acts as hormones in our body. So this is all about the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosome, which is one of the cellular organelle. So it is mainly a spherical and granular like structure, okay, and it is present in eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell, but absent in mature RBC and mature sperm cells. Okay, so ribosome is composed of ribonucleic acid or RNA and protein. Okay, ribosome is composed of RNA and protein. So it is a spherical shaped structure and it looks like granular structures. Ribosomes are also called granules. Okay, and it also looks like round like structure. Okay, so under the higher magnification, if we go through the microscope, higher magnification of electron microscope, so you can observe that ribosome has two subunits. One is larger subunit and another one is smaller subunit. Okay, so in the larger subunit, protein synthesis occurs. So in the prokaryotic cell, ribosome is 70S type. Okay, in prokaryotic cell, ribosome is 70S type, and in eukaryotic cell, ribosome is 80S type. Okay, so within the 70S type, the larger subunit is 50S and smaller one is 30S. Okay, in the prokaryotes, 70S type ribosome is present, and the ribosome having larger subunit is 50S and smaller subunit is 30S. But in eukaryotic cell, ribosome is 80S type. Okay, so in the 80S type ribosome, larger subunit is 60S and smaller subunit is 40S. Okay, but ribosome mainly present to synthesize proteins in our cell. Okay, so function of ribosome. What is its function? It mainly helps in protein synthesis. We all know that it is present in rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so it mainly involves in protein synthesis of cell. That's why it is also called as protein factory of cell. Okay, so this is all about the structure and function of ribosome. We are going to discuss about the mitochondria, which is also called as, you already know that it is also called as powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so here mito means thread, here mito means thread, and chondrion means granule. Okay, so it is a thread like structure, it is a spherical shaped structure, or it is a granular structure. So that's why it is named as mitochondria, and it is found in all aerobic eukaryotic cells. Okay, because in aerobic respiration, the Krebs cycle occurs in the mitochondria. Okay, so but it is absent in anaerobic protozoan cells and prokaryotes and mature mammalian RBC. So let's discuss about the structure of mitochondria. Okay, so mitochondria is covered by double membrane. One is outer membrane and it is the inner membrane. So outer membrane is porous, having pores on the outer membrane, and that porous structure make the outer membrane permeability, and due to presence of pores on the outer membrane of mitochondria, so that outer membrane of mitochondria is permeable to all types of substance. Okay, but inner membrane of mitochondria is semi-permeable. It does not allow all substances to pass through in. It only allows some specific substance to pass through in. But outer membrane is totally permeable to all substances. Okay, so in between outer and inner membrane, there is a space, and that space is called intermembrane space. Okay, so you see that the outer membrane, this outer membrane is pushed inward to the matrix of mitochondria. Okay, you say this is the outer membrane, and this outer membrane is pushed inward to the matrix of mitochondria and produce a finger-like structure. Okay, this finger-like structure is called cristae. This inward pushing of outer membrane produces a finger-like structure, and this finger-like structure is called cristae. Okay, and the cristae, and within the inner membrane, this is filled by matrix. This inner space is filled by matrix. Okay, in this matrix, you can see there is a tennis racket-like structure. Okay, it is a tennis racket-like structure, and this structure is called F0 F1 particle. Okay, and this particle, it is also called as ATP synthesizer. Okay, in which it synthesizes the ATP. This particle is mainly present here to synthesize the ATP. Okay, so ribosome and DNA also present within the mitochondria. Mitochondria has its own nucleus, own DNA and own ribosome. That's why mitochondria is also called as semi-autonomous organelle. Okay, so you can say a thread-like structures present within the mitochondria, some granule-like structure present within the mitochondria, and this is the DNA and this is the ribosome. Okay, so let's discuss about the function of mitochondria. Mitochondria is present only to perform the cellular respiration. You know that what is respiration? Respiration is a process in which foods are oxidized to produce carbon dioxide, H2O and energy. So particular glycolysis cycle and Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle occurs in the mitochondria, in the matrix of mitochondria. So mitochondria is particularly meant for cellular respiration. So they are minute biochemical factories. Biochemical means they produce some biochemical CO2, H2O, some energy. These are all the chemical substances and also called as biochemical particles. Okay. So next it is called as powerhouse of cell or ATP mills. Okay, they produce ATP and they store ATP. Mitochondria produce ATP by F0 F1 particle. Okay, and ATP is utilized in all types of cellular functions as well as to perform the cell respiration. So that's why though mitochondria synthesizes ATP and stores ATP, that's why mitochondria is called as powerhouse of ATP and also called as ATP mills. It helps in synthesization of biochemicals like cytochromes, lipids, steroids, fatty acids, chlorophyll and phospholipids, etc. So it is all about the structure and function of mitochondria. So let's discuss about the function of mitochondria. Mitochondria particularly meant for cellular respiration. Okay, because in the cellular respiration, when first step is the glycolysis and second step is the Krebs cycle, and respiration is a process in which foods are oxidized to produce carbon dioxide, H2O and energy. And among this respiration process, Krebs cycle is occurring in the matrix of cytoplasm. Okay, so mitochondria helps in cellular respiration and they are minute biochemical factories. You know that in the respiration CO2 is produced, H2O is produced and ATP is produced in form of energy molecules. So mitochondria is called biochemical factories. Okay, it is also called as powerhouse of cell. So we know that as a product of respiration, some energy molecules are derived and these energy molecules are stored in form of ATP molecules. ATP full form is adenosine triphosphate. Okay. So that's why mitochondria is called powerhouse of cell, because it stores ATP, it synthesizes ATP, and ATP is synthesized by F0 F1 particle which is present in the matrix side of mitochondria. Then it helps in synthesization of biochemicals like cytochromes, lipids, steroids, fatty acids, chloroplast, chlorophyll, etc. So this is all about the structure and function of mitochondria. Okay, if you have any doubt in this mitochondria class, so please put your comment on the comment box and I will solve your doubt in my next class. Thank you.